Today, we're going to give customers a little bit of advice when purchasing appliances. So it's really easy to get excited about the product and you finally made a decision and this is the brand you're going with. These are the refrigerator, the oven you want to purchase. But there's really a lot more important questions that you really need to make sure that you're asking your appliance salesperson to make sure you're getting the best overall experience. So first, let's start with really who is installing the product. Absolutely something you 1000% need to make sure you're
When not
asking.
communicated by the appliance salesperson and the customer, we just find out about it after it's delivered and they're sitting in the kitchen and now what? So really the question first, almost outside of the appliance store, is asking your contractor, the person doing the work, whether it's your cabinet shop or your contractor, hey, are you planning on installing these, and exactly what are you installing and what does that look like? Is it included in my price? Is it not? At the same point, you could ask your appliance store, and you should, do you offer that service? What would be those costs and what is that process? And do you own that entire process? Are you just referring me to a third party? Are you just making a call and seeming as though it's your people? Because sometimes install's not easy. That's why we ask this question. And if something goes wrong, who's my person? Who's going to stand behind it? So it's an important question to ask her.
Absolutely. Next question you should ask is, do you provide a free site estimate? So really talking about delivery here. And it's certainly something that we see every single day, especially when you're delivering in cities and tight buildings. There's a lot of these appliances are really large, a lot of them. And a lot of times they have trouble fitting into the home. So you might, again, be really excited that you're purchasing this 42-inch French door refrigerator. It's delivery day now, and they try to deliver it, and now it doesn't fit. So what do you do? So it's really critical that you ask. One, your appliance salesperson should be asking you as well, really based on the address and second floor or whatever it may be, that they should be offering those free site visits, but you should absolutely be asking, because that's definitely not something you want to deal with on the day of delivery. Free site check, they'll come over. Our team as well will come. They'll measure the stairways, they measure the doors, they measure tip clearances to make sure that they can bring it in on a dolly, tip it up properly. So those are all things just to help ensure a really smooth delivery process. Next question, kind of tying again with delivery, is what happens if it arrives damaged? So this is really critical as well. Kind of like you said with the install, not only do you provide the install, but who is doing the install? Is it your own people? Is it your own company? Or is it a third-party freight company that may be doing the install? So for us, I can tell you, if something does arrive damaged, and listen, it happens, nobody wants that, but absolutely things can arrive damaged, concealed damage. It happens often, not too often, but certainly something that does come up when you deliver a lot of appliances. And what happens there is, your dealer should be able to give you some options. If it's a small scratch or dent, they maybe might give you a percentage off. If not, you should absolutely have the ability right then and there to refuse that delivery and get it replaced with a brand new one. Now, if your company is not using their own delivery people and they're using a third party, those options may not always be there. And now you're dealing with someone else other than the store that you purchased the appliance from. So certainly something that's really important to ask. Next question is, let's talk about who services the product.
Yeah, I mean, if you've watched our channel, we post those stats all the time. Again, like damage of, unfortunately, appliances do break. There's a lot to them, a lot of moving parts. And appliance service is not if you'll need it in your appliance life, it's when you do and who can you call. So it's really important to make sure, is the place that you purchased it from able to service the appliance? And I want to take that a step further to ask a few more pointed questions. Are they truly the servicer? Are those people truly employees of that company you're buying the appliances from? People brush over this all day long. 95% of appliance stores do not use their own. So I'm not saying that's good or bad. Well, I'm saying it's not great, but but I'm not saying there's some folks that do an okay job with that. It's just the reality of, you want to ask that next question of, okay, do I call you? What part of that process do you own? Or do you just tell me to call 1-800-GE or 1-800 Whirlpool or whatever that company is? Or do you refer me to a third party and I have to hang up and call them? What part of that process do you own? How smooth will that be for me? And when you're buying it and you're excited about it, you're not thinking about what happens when, but you really should, because you're spending good money, and you should have that peace of mind. If something goes wrong, you have someone to call.
Absolutely. And lastly, for most bigger projects, whole homes, remodels, new builds, there's certainly a time frame in between that you're kind of putting a deposit down to maybe lock in that price or get the product rolling and on order before you take delivery. It could be a few months, could be 3 months, a month, 6 months, who knows? What's really important to ask in that time frame after you make that deposit is, am I still able to make changes, or can I cancel, God forbid, something comes up? And the question most times, if you're putting that deposit, should be yes. Of course, there's some caveats. If you're doing special order, custom colors, custom hoods, things like that, certainly a lot of those may be non-cancelable, non-refundable, absolutely at most places. But other than that, standard product really should be completely cancelable. You should be able to change really at any time with those deposits. So those are questions you absolutely want to ask, just in case you do need to make maybe you're changing from a left hinge to a right hinge. Maybe you're changing from gas to induction or whatever it may be. You want to ask those questions. So while the deposit protects you, it also gives you some flexibility down the line if something needs to happen.
And read the fine print. If they'll let you cancel it, will you get a refund back in the form in which you paid, or is it in-store credit?
Good point.
So, yeah, that's what we got.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Yale Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.